सफीर पाकिस्तान आपके जज्बों का तर्जुमान। वतन से दूर, वतन की आवाज और आपकी पहचान। सफीर पाकिस्तान।
Pakistan will need our help to rebuild.
Between Pakistan and the United States, this is the time to act and to act jointly.
An international television program that has highlighted the achievements of Pakistani Americans.
You're doing fantastic and amazing work that exemplifies the true Pakistani spirit.
Thank you, Safiri Pakistan, for the amazing work that you do.
The media plays a central role.
He performs incredible duties to the community of Pakistanis in America.
समाजी, सहाफती, इस्लामी।
We are committed to continuing this engagement and support as both of our nations work together to build peace and prosperity.
Safiri Pakistan has helped unite the Pakistani and South Asian American communities.
Safiri Pakistan has done a tremendous work.
I'd like to thank Waqar Ali Khan and Safiri Pakistan.
Safiri Pakistan, all the best.
हर जगह, हर पल आपका अपना सफीर पाकिस्तान नजर आता है। नाज़रीन, सफीर पाकिस्तान की जानिब से तमाम दोस्तों को ईद उल अधा की भरपूर मुबारकबाद पेश करते हैं और हमारे उन नाज़रीन को भी ईद उल अधा की दिल की गहराइयों से मुबारकबाद पेश करते हैं जो साल साल से हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं और दिल भर कर प्रोग्राम देखते हैं और अपनी राय का इजहार भी करते हैं। एक बार फिर हम दिल की गहराइयों से आप तमाम लोगों को ईद उल अधा की मुबारकबाद पेश करते हैं। अल्लाह ताला आपकी हज और आपकी कुर्बानियों को कबूल फरमाए। सुमा आमीन। बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। अस्सलामु अलैकुम नाज़रीन, आपका मेज़बान वक़ार अली ख़ान प्रोग्राम सफ़ीर पाकिस्तान के साथ हाज़िर खिदमत है। कई एक कैसे मिजाज है। मुझे उम्मीद है कि आप खैरियत से होंगे और भरपूर ईद की तैयारियों में मसरूफ़ होंगे या आप ईद मना रहे होंगे। और आज ऑफ कोर्स ज़बरदस्त दस्तरख्वान सजेगा पूरे अमेरिका में। जहाँ जहाँ पाकिस्तानी आबाद हैं वो ईद की नमाज़ पढ़ेंगे, ईद उल अज़हा की, फिर कुर्बानी करेंगे और फिर बारबेक्यू पार्टी होगी और फिर पार्टी जमेगी ज़बरदस्त। नाज़रीन, तो ये ईद की तैयारियाँ आपको मुबारक हो। बकरीद आपको मुबारक हो। हम तो बकरीद कहते हैं पाकिस्तान में। ईद उल अज़हा आपको बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो और आपको खुशियाँ नसीब करे और आप बड़े पुरज़ोर तरीके से इसको सेलिब्रेट करें और दुआ करें कि पाकिस्तान में भी हालात बेहतर हों और अच्छी ईद गुज़रे पाकिस्तानियों की। नाज़रीन, पाकिस्तान में तैयारियाँ शुरू हैं और लोग चाह रहे हैं कि पाकिस्तान में सिस्टम चेंज किया जाए। लोग कहते हैं कि बड़े दिनों से कई सिस्टम आए, चेंज हुए, डेवलपमेंट हुए, नए फ़ोन आए, चेंज हो गए, नई सीरीज़ आई, चेंज हो गई, लेकिन पाकिस्तान उसी कदीम ज़माने में सफ़र कर रहा है। मुझे उम्मीद है कि जल्द एक नया निज़ाम आएगा और सच्चाई का निज़ाम आएगा और पाकिस्तान में आबाद जो हमारे पाकिस्तानी हैं, जो पाकिस्तान में आबाद हैं, उनको इंशाअल्लाह बहुत जल्द रिलीफ मिलेगा। और मुझे उम्मीद है कि हमारे सियासतदान जो है वो गौर करें और अवाम का भला सोचें। और ये जो आप जलसे जुलूस कर रहे हैं कि हम भी जलसा करेंगे, हम उससे बड़ा जुलूस करेंगे, हम उससे बड़ा जलसा करेंगे, भाई जलसे जुलूस भूल जाएं और आप रिलीफ दें। सिंध की हुकूमत रिलीफ दे सिंध के लोगों को, पंजाब की हुकूमत पंजाब के लोगों को रिलीफ दे, पख्तूनख्वा की हुकूमत पख्तूनख्वा के लोगों को रिलीफ दे। भाई ये जलसे जुलूस छोड़ें और तरक्की की बात करें। नाज़रीन, आज फिर एक और मुलाकात है सेहत से मुतालिक। प्रोग्राम सफ़ीर सेहत आपके लिए तैयार है और हाँ, डॉक्टर जमाल फिर आपके लिए कोई और सीक्रेट लाए हैं कि आपकी सेहत को कैसे बेहतर किया जाए और आपकी ज़िंदगी में कैसे एक नई रूप फूकी जाए। और उनके पास बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं, इसीलिए कहते हैं डॉक्टर जे सीक्रेट। तो नाज़रीन, आइए देखते हैं कि आज डॉक्टर जे क्या क्या सीक्रेट्स अपने प्रोग्राम में बताते हैं। मुलाहिज़ा फरमाइए सफ़ीर सेहत प्रोग्राम।
Life is beautiful. Beauty is life. You are beautiful. You are important. You are the best. Write your own destiny. Welcome to Dr. J Secrets. I'm Dr. J, here with many secrets from the nature for your health. So today we're going to talk about a lot of secrets about good health, good skin, good eye, how to look young and healthy for a long, long time. I've done a lot of things in my life, work sometimes 7 days a week, but at the same time, I follow a good diet, good exercise regimen, and keep a very good positive perspective of life. Over the years, I have seen that keeping that, many people have told me, hey, Dr. J, you're the same as we used to remember when you came out of med school. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's the good diet, good exercise. In fact, let me tell you, I'm working in one place, and I worked there many years. I was seeing a patient at a hospital one time, and the patient says, it's good, Dr. J, that you're seeing me, because about 17 years ago, it used to be your dad who used to be my doctor, and he was Dr. J. And I said, I don't think it was my dad, it was me, because I've been working there for 17 years. And he said, oh my God, doc, you haven't aged a bit. You're exactly the same as I remembered you 17 years ago, so I'm sorry, I thought that you were the dad, Dr. J, and now you're the son working. I said, no, it's probably good diet and exercise and maybe good patients like you who are funny and keep me cheered up too. So we laughed, and the days went by. That made me think at that time and said, I've been doing a good lifestyle, healthy diet, exercise, a lot of things incorporated in my daily routine, and probably that has made me healthy. And I kept on thinking, have I ever been sick? I've worked over the last many years. I've never taken a day off. I've worked, had vacations. I've loved to go out on vacations, concerts, parties at times. I love to dance. I love music. And I love to relax. I really noted that with these, I've never felt that I've ever been stressed out. Because if I have worked hard, and I've seen people who work hard, then they also enjoy good. And when they do that, that keeps their life in perspective. So I came up with that I think keeping stress-free environment for a person keeps them from getting older or appearing to be older. If a person is stressed out, they will age much faster. One of the examples is right in front of your eyes. Look at the very stressful jobs in the world. One of them may be the President of the United States. Here they are running for the campaign, maybe a younger guy, maybe he's energetic and stuff. And if you see, when the presidency, after a couple of years, you start seeing them getting older and stressed out, and they start looking older, if you take a picture from when they were going into the office and when they're coming out of the office, oh my God, that guy's stressed, the stress of the job probably got him. He started looking much more older. And that's true for many of the stressful situations. So as I mentioned, being stress-free is very important to keep your life, keep your health, keep your aging process under check. 1 hour of stress can end up causing 24 hours of aging on your body. 1 hour of stress also reduces 24 hours of lifespan of your body. 1 month of stress can be as bad as a heart attack. 1 year of stress can be as bad as a cancer. People under stress make wrong decisions. They end up eating wrong. They end up making wrong driving decisions. They're driving, thinking about something, getting too much involved in stuff, and then what happens? They end up in an accident. That's a problem. So, but anyway, stress is very important to recognize and to deal with it. In one of my previous programs, I talked about this stress, and we talked about simple, general, regular stresses. Let's come up to high stress level. Sometimes there's simple stress, and a person can deal with it. But then there comes the big stresses of life. Divorce, job change. A person is going through moving from one state to the other. There is some kind of situation, some kind of person who's stressing you out at work, boss who's never going to let you relax. He's going to give you the job and micromanage you like, oh, did you do this? Did you do that? Did you do that? I'm like, yes, I've done it. And it's there. Oh, no, you didn't do it right. No, sir, I did it right. But sometimes it's the person who's not recognizing your hard work and just making you stressed out. Maybe he had a bad day with his, wife at home or somebody, and now he wants to come and just take it out on his employees. Recognize these things. If something like that's going on, like if somebody's stressing you out at work, somebody's harassing you, somebody's, you can say and communicate with the person, sir, don't stress me out. I'm doing my job right, and I'm hardworking. And if the person keeps on stressing, now see, you need to sometimes make some decisions. Make some decisions if you want to move your own job. So you're not in the stressful situation. But coming back to the point that stress is not good for you. Stress will get you. So you got to get to relax. One of the exercises I've talked about to people, as we mentioned one time in my previous program, that if you are in stress, classify stresses in your mind. Sit down and say, okay, what's stressing me out? Okay, it's my job stressing me out. It's my financial, it's my girlfriend, it's my wife, my kids, or there's some stuff going on in the world, and you classify them into the big stresses and small stresses, stresses which you can change something about, stresses you cannot change anything about. Those you cannot do anything about, in your mind, put it in a lockbox, close the box, throw the box, and throw the key away. They're gone. Don't think about it. You cannot do anything about that stuff. Things you can do something about, start classifying what you can do, take care of them easily, take care of them one thing at a time. You got to change the job, you got to do some stuff. If you're spending too much money, stop spending the money so that you don't need that much money, so you don't have to work that hard. We had talked about one time about boosting your own self-esteem and morale, because sometimes people will stress you out to the point that you start feeling bad. You start saying, oh my God, the world is just falling on me and I cannot do anything. But remember, no. As I said, life is beautiful. Beauty is life. You are beautiful. You are important, and you are the best. And you need to write and control your own destiny. So this is what you do. What did we talk about before? Wake up first thing in the morning. Okay, here we are again. Waking up first thing in the morning. Okay, you wake up first thing in the morning. You've just got up. Go in front of the mirror and say, I'm looking at the most beautiful, handsome, intelligent, and hardworking person in the world. Okay, say that again. If you're feeling stressed out, why don't you get up, get in front of a mirror, and say it. And I literally want you to say it. I want you to speak these words from your mouth so you can hear it yourself. Okay, so what are you going to say? Stand in front of a mirror, look at you, and say, I'm looking at the most beautiful, handsome, pretty, hardworking, and intelligent person in the world. Say it 2-3 times. Believe me or not, works like a charm. You'll start feeling better. Say it 2-3 times. Now, you have big stresses going on. You got to now deal with some big stresses. Now, this is a little tricky, and sometimes I said, don't quote me on it. When you have said this word to you, saying, I'm looking at the most beautiful, handsome, pretty, intelligent, hardworking person in the life, and then you say, all the rest of the people are idiots. Now, it's a little tricky, but this is only to be used when you have big stresses going on. So this is what you do in the morning. You're looking at the mirror and say, I am handsome, I am beautiful, I am hardworking, and I am important. So you have established this fact. All right? Then you say, the rest of the people are idiots out there. Now, I need to go out and face those people and see if they will do something good to me so they can prove that they are not idiots. Because, believe me or not, there are a lot of people who will try to bring you down. So you got to establish the fact that you're important. You have to go and face some of the, maybe not all, but there's a lot of them, people who will try to stress you out. So you don't want to care about them too much, but you want to see maybe they have a change of heart, maybe they want to feel a little, to start doing something good, and you have to see if they're doing something good. If they do something good, then you will take care of, you'll start caring about them. Otherwise, don't care about them. You don't want to worry yourself about people who want to worry you and only want to worry you. But anyway, that's one thing which will keep your stress in check and in perspective. The second thing is, maybe you have gone through the day and you're working and doing this stuff, coming back home, oh my God, there's too much stress in my brain, and I have stressed this way and I've stressed that way. Human mind and human body works in a different way. There are two parts of the brain. It's the right side and the left side. Left side controls certain things, right side controls certain things. Certain memories goes on the right, certain memories go on the left. Sometimes these two parts of the brain don't talk to each other. So one part starts getting too much of some kind of stress, and otherwise kind of a little empty. So this is what you do. You got to sit down and think as you have two columns of water, and you have to connect them in the middle. So you sit down and relax and say, okay, I have two, right side of the brain and left side of the brain, and now I have to think and see if I have stresses. The left side of the brain, remember, controls the conscious stresses, so things which you can see, touch, hear, and you have to respond very quickly. The left side of the brain actually controls, because most of the people are right-handed, and as you know, right side controlled by the left side. The left side of the brain has to act very quick. The stresses go on the right of the brain are those which are more subconscious ones, which are there in your memory, which may bother you, which may wake you up from a dream or something which has happened many years ago but still there, but it's in the what I call the subconscious area. So you got to balance it out. So you got to sit down and think about the two columns, which is the right side and left side of your brain, connect them together and say, okay, I'm going to balance them out. It's just like balancing a car. If your tires are not balanced, the car don't go anywhere, go like that. So anyway, you go and balance your brain, and you say, okay, I'm going to get my left side and the right side, balance them out. And once they're more relaxed, and you can do the same exercise which I told you before, put your hands together, you can close your eyes, take a deep breath, hold it for a count of 3, and let go like you're whistling. And at the same time, you're balancing your brain, and now your stresses are all balanced. Now you can say, okay, now I'm going to let them go down, like you open a tap and the stresses are going out of your brain, and let them just flow out somewhere. So the stresses are gone. This is very important. It helps a lot. The stresses will go away. You'll start feeling much better, and then maybe you can do something about things you want to do about. Okay, but coming back to some of our secrets, which the program is about, I like talking about anxiety and stuff because there is so much of that going on in the world, and there's stress and stuff everywhere. So that's one very important thing people need to recognize and say, look, I don't want to be stressed out. I want to, because if you want to do it, do you want to do your daily job, your family, your life, your work, everything, once you're de-stressed, everything works better. So anyway, let's go to some of the other secrets we've talked about. Let's go to the what I call the inner beauty, outer beauty secret. Now, believe me or not, everything is beautiful. God has not made anything which is not beautiful in the world. Everything is perfect, things are good, but people still want something, hey, maybe if I was a little less over here, or my tummy was not looking too good and stuff, so I want to be a little bit different. So what I call it beauty from within. Beauty from within is when your inside of the body is healthy, things will be better. So if you are taking a good diet, you're exercising good, you're taking a good vitamin. I like people taking at least one good multivitamin a day. And I also tell that to people that vitamins are good, but it's best to chew them if you can find a chewable vitamin, because vitamins have to get mixed with the swallowing with the saliva and stuff to get absorbed better in the food. So if you do that, your beauty from within will work, and it will show up. You'll be de-stressed, as we just discussed. You'll be feeling healthy. You'll be feeling better, and you'll be your beauty from within will show up. What I call beauty from outside is people genetically are different. They grow differently. Sometimes when they eat something, you must have heard people say, look, anytime I eat something, next thing you know, it just goes on my butt, So what you want to do is, if it's going to the wrong place, you want to make sure that there is exercise done of that area, or skin and the portion of the body, they respond to stretch and pressure. So if you feel like that, maybe your midsection is getting a little bigger and you don't want to kind of look a little big over here, wear a little tight corset or pants over here, and you will see over a couple of weeks' time your midsection will start becoming nice and slim. Some people who have stretch marks, or women who have been pregnant, they have stretch marks. Even during the pregnancy, if they have not been wearing a support, they will have more stretch marks. But during pregnancy and afterwards, if you put something over there, the stretch marks and the skin will be much more beautiful. If people eat healthy, and a lot of people say, look, I want to have my roses, my cheeks, be as pretty as a rose, or maybe as red as a tomato and stuff. And here comes back to my vegetable stuff, because I love tomatoes. You got to eat at least 4 or 5 of these every day. You got to eat a couple of tomatoes a day, and you will see that your skin areas which can get the healthy glow of red color, which will show up very good on maybe your social media and your pictures and stuff, you will note the difference. So I promote and say, look, got to eat 4 tomatoes a day. Now, if you want to say certain areas of my have a little, skin is not looking good, the color is not matching the other sides, maybe it's a little dark or it's a little light, the pigments are not good, I want you to eat a consistent one pigmented vegetable, which I come back to my radishes, because what does radishes have? White in it. The white gets your white blend really good, the red gets you rosy cheeks. So I love these. So, and you got to get a little more red in there. I'm telling you, the eyes you will feel so much better. Your eyes health will be so good by eating some carrots with a little bit fiber and a lot of vitamin A. But let's go to our bone secret. People will go to a doctor who would say, oh, I went to the doctor, my back was hurting, and the doctor told me, I'm only 35 years old, but my spine looks like a 60-year-old. Oh my God, what's going on? The reason being, over the years, especially when you're young and healthier, people don't take care of their back, they don't take care of their joints, and what they do is they do over-strenuous exercise, they lift stuff which they should not, they're going over their capacity, and small micro trauma happens to their bones, and a little spur starts. When the spur starts, they're like tiny pokey stuff which will hurt your tendons and ligaments and muscles. And then if you keep on doing that kind of thing again, this will keep on ripping and causing more and more problems. So remember, listen to your body. It is very, very important. If your body is telling you that your back or shoulder or something is hurting, stop doing something. There's something you're doing which is doing that problem. Rest is one of the very, very important thing when your body starts having some kind of pain. And then you will see, if you are stopping to do certain things which is causing that problem, your body will heal itself. Body has a great capacity of healing. The good part, body can heal itself good. Unfortunately, a little bad part is, as the time passes by, the capacity starts going down. As a person starts getting a little older, the healing capacity is not as good. And remember, when you were like 7 or 10 years old, you'll be running and you'll fall on the asphalt or concrete and skin your knees. You'll get up and run again. 2 days later, the skin wound is gone. Now, if you're in your 40s or 50s and fall, it'll take 10 days for that little wound to heal up, because the body has slowed down its capacity of healing. Now, I did a lot of research on that and started to really find out and get to the bottom of what's going on, which is reducing the capacity of healing. Maybe that is one of the major things which is making you age. And as you know, body is in a constant state of being used, abused, in flux. Joints are moving, small micro trauma is happening, you're doing this stuff. What I have noted, and I did a research in my practice, is that I started checking on vitamin levels for the people, especially the repair vitamins. As remember, we just talked about what happens, your repair process is going slow. So when the repair process is going slower, the body is not repairing the sun damage, the UV light, the joints, the skin, the pressure points, the back. There are certain vitamins which are very important in repair. One of them is the vitamin B12. A difficult long Greek name called cyanocobalamin, but it is, in simple terms, vitamin B12. Now, It's not 12 vitamins. Many people think that, oh, vitamin B12 is 12 different vitamins. Believe me or not, it's one vitamin. It's called vitamin B12 because it's a certain kind of nomenclature given, some kind of Greek mythology study or something like that. But the vitamin B12 is one of the vitamins which is extremely important in the repair of the human DNA. And as you know, DNA is the nucleus and the focus of all life. Every life, all coding and programming of everything is in the human DNA. Certain molecules put in together which has certain sequence, the human being or the proteins read and the cells make themselves certain way. The human DNA has the capacity of hundreds and hundreds of thousands of species packed in a very, very small nucleus of the cell. Every nucleus has the DNA which, if it's expressed in a certain way, can become anything. A DNA can make a human being, or it can even make a butterfly. It's just how it's arranged and how it's expressed, how the chemicals and molecules work on it. Vitamin B12 is very important in the repair of the DNA. DNA always tries to open and make proteins and close, so it keeps that important information of the genetic code intact. When it's doing that, certain portions of the DNA break. They're very, very tiny small molecules. When they break down, they have to have something to repair, and that's the vitamin B12. It's just like, imagine there's a little mechanic who has all this repair things, and the moment the DNA breaks, the mechanic runs and it's the B12. Say, oh, I'm going to start mending the DNA, and it mends the DNA is good. Now, if the DNA does not repair as quickly, then it cannot make the proteins which will repair the bodily damage or the aging process repair quickly. When you do a vitamin B12, we did a B12 level on many of the younger people. The levels were in 700 and 900 and some kind of picogram per ml or stuff like that. Over the time, I did a blood test on some older people, and their levels were in the 200s and 150s. Some of the labs will say, oh, 250 is okay. But remember, if they're checking a level of a person who is 45 years old and his level is 250, imagine what was this person's level when he was 20 years old. Believe me or not, I've not seen a younger person's level less than 600, 700. So many of the younger people, the levels are really good. And as the same person, because they grow, with time, their levels will start coming down. So when that happens, that healing capacity of their body slows down. There are certain food items, there are certain medicines which are also available over the counter. People will be taking them. They reduce the absorption of the vitamin B12 from the food. Processing the food, eating the food which is low in the vitamins to begin with, then going through some kind of processes that kind of kills the vitamin. And the second thing, which I said that again, vitamins need you to chew the food or even chew the vitamin. So what is the most common food nowadays? Fast food. So what you do, you run over there, you get your burger, and next you it's in. You don't give yourself time to get it mixed up with your own saliva, which is an extremely important process. In fact, go and read about that. If you do not chew your food well, the vitamin B12 does not get absorbed, no matter how much there is in the food. So it just goes through your system and goes out. So you have to have whatever food you're eating. And secondly, B12 is only available in the animal-based products, means it has to have some fish or chicken or beef. It is not in the plant products. So if a person is completely vegan or vegetarian and they don't take a supplemental vitamin B12, and even when they take the B12 they don't chew it up, they're not getting the B12. And over the time, they used to call it, or they still call it, pernicious anemia, which means that it will cause them to have memory problems. It will cause them to have muscle weakness. It will cause them to have anemia. So it's very important to get the right amount of vitamin B12. What I recommend to most of my patients is, once you're in your 20s or maybe 30s, 1 milligram of good vitamin B12, one a day, and chew it up. Don't just take it with water. Take some kind of gummy bear type vitamin B12 or a chewable vitamin B12 and chew it up every day, and you will see the difference. After a couple of days, you will start seeing, oh my God, I feel so much better. I feel like I have more energy. I feel like I can do more stuff. if I cut myself or if I hurt myself, I heal quicker, my memory is better. Maybe I can remember some of my usernames and passwords. And you know how many of those there are nowadays. Everybody's like 100 usernames and passwords you have to remember. And so you can start remembering some of the ones which you even forgot. Oh, I forgot. Or you'll see somebody say, hey, I know you. I met like 4 years ago somewhere. So you'll see the vitamin B12 is that important that you will start feeling better if you take a vitamin B12 every day.
नाज़रीन, तो वक्त हुआ आपके मशहूर सेगमेंट लोकल ग्लोबल। नाज़रीन, लोकल ग्लोबल में हम आपको मुख्तलिफ शहरों से मुख्तलिफ रिपोर्ट्स लेकर आते हैं और बताते हैं कि आपके दूसरे शहरों में, स्टेट में क्या कुछ हो रहा है। इस बार कैलिफोर्निया, लॉस एंजल्स में बहुत कुछ हुआ है, उसकी भी तफसीलात आज के लोकल ग्लोबल में शामिल हैं। तो स्टे ट्यून्ड विद सफीर पाकिस्तान, डोंट गो अवे, और एक चाय का कप संभालें हाथ में और सोफे पे टेक लगा कर बैठ जाएं और चाय के साथ और कॉफ़ी के साथ भरपूर प्रोग्राम देखें और हमें इत्तला भी करें कि ये प्रोग्राम आपको कैसा लगा है। तो आइए आपके लिए चलते हैं आज के लोकल ग्लोबल में। आज यहाँ पे बहुत बड़ा फेस्टिवल है, ये अरवाइन सिटी है और यहाँ पे आज ग्लोबल फेस्टिवल है जिसमें तमाम कंट्रीज़ ने हिस्सा लिया है और उनके जो कल्चर है, सकाफत है, ट्रेडिशन है, उसको नुमाया किया है। और बहुत तकरीबन 10 से 15,000 करीब लोग आए हैं यहाँ पे और आज बहुत ही अच्छा यहाँ पे डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन है। तमाम कंट्री का, तमाम मुल्कों ने अपने अपनी ट्रेडिशन जो है वो यहाँ पे नुमाया किए। और आज हमारे बूथ पे हमने चूड़ियाँ रखी थी, बहुत ही ट्रेडिशनल चूड़ियाँ, कम से कम 1000 चूड़ियाँ थी जो 2 घंटे में ख़त्म हो गई हैं, जिसको लोगों ने बहुत पसंद किया। तो ऐसा लगता है कि अगर आप अपने ट्रेडिशन को आगे बढ़ाएँ तो बहुत आपके काम आ सकती है। हर साल की तरह इस साल भी सिटी ऑफ अरवाइन कैलिफोर्निया में एक ग्लोबल फेस्टिवल नहायत ही धूमधाम से मनाया, जिसमें दुनिया भर की तकरीबन 20 से 25 मुल्कों ने हिस्सा लिया और उन्हें अपनी सकाफत, अपनी ट्रेडिशन, अपने खानों और अपनी मौसीकी को मुतारिफ कराया, ताकि अमेरिका में हर कौम एक दूसरी कौम की सकाफत और ट्रेडिशन से हम आहंग हो सके और भाईचारे की फ़िज़ा कायम रहे। पाकिस्तान बूथ, जिसको पाकिस्तान अमेरिकन चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स और सफीर पाकिस्तान ने ऑर्गेनाइज़ किया था, नहायत ही पॉपुलर रहा और लोगों का पसंदीदा बूथ बन गया। वहाँ पाकिस्तान की बनी हुई चूड़ियाँ बहुत पॉपुलर हुई जो लोगों को मुफ्त दी गई। तकरीबन हर कौम के लोगों ने चूड़ियाँ जौक दर जौक अपनी कलाइयों पर सजाया और पाकिस्तान की इस छोटी सी चीज़ ने बड़ा नाम कमाया और पाकिस्तान का नाम घर घर पहुँच गया। कभी छोटी छोटी चीज़ें बड़े बड़े काम कर जाती हैं। नाज़रीन, डाउनटाउन में सलासन स्ट्रीट पर अदीम शान इस्लाह एलिया सेंटर का क़याम डाउनटाउन के गरीब और नेगलेक्टेड इलाके में रोशनी की एक नई किरण फूटी है, जहां बच्चों को तालीम के ज़ेवर से आरास्ता किया जाएगा। नाज़रीन, 3 एकड़ पर मुहित ये बिल्डिंग इस्लाम, मोहब्बत, इसार, अमन और दोस्ती का अदीम शान शाकार होगा। अब वक्त आ गया है कि हम उन गरीब लो इनकम वाली फैमिली को मदद करें और उनके बच्चों को तालीम से रास्ता करें, उनको इस्लाम के सुनहरे उसूलों से उनको बावर कराएं, उनकी मदद करें, उनके साथ मिलजुल जाएं। और हम समझते हैं कि ये हमारी जिम्मेदारी भी है, हमारा फ़र्ज़ बनता है कि अमेरिका में रहते हुए हम अमेरिका में भी फलाई और समाजी इदारों की मदद करें। आइए देखते हैं इस्लाह अहले सेंटर की ये रिपोर्ट।
There's a verse in the Quran, establish weight with justice and fall not short in the balance. That's Surah 55, Ayat 9. And the word that strikes out to me is balance. I was one of those persons who wanted to avoid education. I didn't believe in going to college, you know, so I wanted to just be a straight entrepreneur. I didn't understand the means of college after I successfully exited high school. I didn't want to do that. But when Imam and Naeem told me to come on, now I'm sitting around people who invested themselves in education. So that right there ignited something in me to go get my bachelor's.
So we're talking about the founders of Humanitarian Day right here, and Humanitarian Day is global. Okay, I was coming up, I was young, you know, and I'm watching Naeem, alhamdulillah, the importance of having a Naeem in my life. You know, you're talking about I'm a teenager, and I'm a product of public school. I needed some good role models around me, alhamdulillah, and it's not always going to come from your parents. Even though, you know, we would love to think that we're the biggest influence in our children's lives, it doesn't always work like that. But alhamdulillah, my father was able to surround me with individuals who I can look up to and relate, perhaps more to, because I'm closer to their age, alhamdulillah. And I think, you know, my father, alhamdulillah, for training us and training individuals to be even role models for his son and the other young brothers in the community. Also, Islah Bain al-Nas, okay? Reconciling relationships between people. Okay? And that was the objective of Project Islah. We started talking and having conversations about a new paradigm member of a masjid. We can no longer be vampire members of the masjid, just sucking the masjid up for all its resources, but not giving anything back. Also, some members are window shoppers, and some members are restless members of the masjid. The window shopper, they just go in for Salatul Jumu'ah, and then exit, and they don't contribute nothing to the community except their presence, which they think is golden for some reason. They come in and out, and they don't contribute anything. So we said now with this paradigm shift, we need a new paradigm member. And also, we don't want to become a Walmart or a gas station where you come in and you get your product, your khutbah, and you just leave without displaying hospitality to the individual making salat next to you. So we talked about, with our community, the extended family model. Now when we come in the masjid, I see so-and-so who's my uncle, sister so-and-so who is my auntie, my cousins in the masjid. These are extended family models to help the nuclear family. Alhamdulillah. Do we all know Samuel? Yes. No. Okay. Alhamdulillah. President, we look at your friend right here. Yeah, we know. So, alhamdulillah, the president of Masjid Umar Farouk. And alhamdulillah, we developed a relationship with this particular masjid. And we were able to enhance our youth group. We were able to enhance our entire Jama'ah.
I'm really honored and I feel fortunate to be a part of this process of what's happening here at the Islah campus. We're in a really unique position to be able to provide quality education to the Muslim community in South Los Angeles. But on the flip side of it, we also service the community at large because we have quite a few students who are not Muslim. And when we first opened, we had maybe 10 non-Muslim parents come in and say, we need a safe place for our kids to go to school. Their needs were just not being met in the public schools in Los Angeles. And we explained to them, we're a Muslim institution, we pray, it's okay. We know that you guys are, you're going to discipline them, you're going to teach them, you're going to care about them. So we said, okay, we wanted to make sure they knew everything that was involved, but They wanted their children to be in a place that they know they would be cared for and that they would learn.
سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء أحوى سنقرئك فلا تنسى إلا ما شاء الله إنه يعلم الجهر وما يخفى بني الإسلام على الخمس شهادتي لا إله إلا الله وأن محمدا رسول الله وإقام الصلاة وإيتاء الزكاة وحج البيت وصوم رمضان.
So alhamdulillah, these guys are doing all the work. I'm not doing anything. And inshallah we'll continue, and we should have a lot more good news down the line. So inshallah.
We already have this old facility. I think that some of you have known the property, but if you don't know, then it's 2900 West Lawson Avenue. So currently we have two buildings, two part buildings. One is an existing school, and the other part is it was used as a nursery before, but it's in a very bad shape and condition. So what we've decided that it's instead of renovating that, it's going to take a lot of time. It's better and way much more efficient to just demo the part of the building and then reconstruct it brand new.
0.3 acre lot. $1 million. Wow. And I'm saying, this is crazy. This is more than Orange County. And I was thinking South Central LA, and I mean, come on, right? So I cannot even tell you how ridiculous finding this location. 3/4 of an acre, built out school with 16,000 square feet. Another building next to it, 4,600 square foot, albeit old. The entire package, there was a stress sale. This had fallen out of escrow 3 times. 10 days to go, these people own 2 school buildings. If they do not get rid of this loan, their second building goes into default. Their second school also goes into default. So what happens is that we go there, I look at this building, I say, okay, Sheikh Jihad, this is great. I said, I wish we didn't have to share this parking lot with the other building. I wish it was part of the deal. And he looks at me and goes, it is part of the deal. And I'm like, okay, so I said, so there's a school already done? And there's a building, 46 out of the nursery next to it? So I said, okay, wait a minute. How do we get this? So I said, Imran, because Imran was with me. I said, Imran, can you find out tomorrow what's owed on what is the bank owed on this? What's the story here? So he gets me back this story. 1.2 million is owed to the bank. Okay? 10 days they got to go before their default. So within the next couple of days, we make an offer for $1.2 million cash. Close in 7 days. Although they gave us 4 weeks, which was great. MashaAllah, there's so much respect in the community and so much going on. Alhamdulillah, for us to become part of this, this is a get to. This is not a have to. If you think this is a have to for you, don't do it. This is a get to. We get to participate in this. We get to be with our brothers and sisters in the inner cities. This is amazing. I mean, I think Saki with my sister Tab will tell you the stories of what we went through trying to get the funds together in 7 days, right? But it's a I mean, it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's gift.
As you can see, this small gathering, you've been handpicked for a reason. I know Dr. Sana chooses people specifically who are going to be coming for this. You hopefully have a business mentality. You hopefully think about investments. What do you do with the extra money that you have lying around? You guys, most of you probably make a decent amount, and you're thinking, you know what, there's an opportunity comes up here, an opportunity comes up there. Hopefully you've been watching this presentation as an investment opportunity for yourselves. If you look at the community, if you look at the people that have been produced for these communities, you see that they're able to offer something. Something that you don't get the same flavor, you don't get the same style, you don't get the same taste from our brothers and sisters who are growing up in the inner city community. With the amount of resources on, as Imam Zayd likes to say, on a shoestring budget. This is what they've been able to do.
Blessed time, and people are gathered in around the city of Mecca to perform the Hajj. These days, Balayal and Ashura, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless the people who do the good deed. This is ما من أيام أعظم عند الله وأحب في العمل الصالح. You can give, of course, many causes, but this is one of the most important ones.
नाज़रीन, सफ़ीर पाकिस्तान की जानिब से तमाम दोस्तों को ईद उल अज़हा की भरपूर मुबारकबाद पेश करते हैं और हमारे उन नाज़रीन को भी ईद उल अज़हा की दिल की गहराइयों से मुबारकबाद पेश करते हैं जो साल साल से हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं और दिल भर कर प्रोग्राम देखते हैं और अपनी राय का इजहार भी करते हैं। एक बार फिर हम दिल की गहराइयों से आप तमाम लोगों को ईद उल अज़हा की मुबारकबाद पेश करते हैं। अल्लाह ताला आपकी हज और आपकी कुर्बानियों को कबूल फरमाए। सुमा आमीन। नाज़रीन, तो आप प्रोग्राम देख रहे थे सफ़ीर पाकिस्तान, आपकी आवाज़, आपकी पहचान, राब्तों का एक नाम, सफ़ीर पाकिस्तान। नाज़रीन, पाकिस्तान में जो कुछ भी हो रहा है वो एक नई तब्दीली का पेशखैमा है। मुझे उम्मीद है कि नई तब्दीली हो, ऐसा ना हो कि पाकिस्तानी किसी और अदाब में फंस जाए। नाज़रीन, अमेरिका में पाकिस्तानी मुत्तहद हैं, उनको मुत्तहद रहना चाहिए। जैसा कि आप हालात देख रहे हैं कि आजकल ISS और मुख्तलिफ़ तंजीमें जो हैं मुसलमानों को बदनाम करने के सिलसिले में तुली हुई हैं, तो आप ज़रा एहतियात से काम करें, अपनी सफ़र में इत्तेहाद रखें और जब आपने अमेरिका को अपना वतन कह दिया है तो इसकी भी हिफाजत आपका फ़र्ज़ बनता है। नाज़रीन, तो ये थी आज की छोटी सी बातचीत اس کے ساتھ ہی آپ کا میزبان وقار علی خان آپ سے جایا چاہے گا. اللہ حافظ. پاکستان پائندہ باد.